Sorry.
In Canada, as well as having dollars worth about 10 cents American, we have something called Canadian content regulations. What do you want us to do? You want us to put on jack shirts and drink beer and we're from the Great White North? And I said, yeah, that'll be fine, thank you. So we started doing it, and it became the runaway hit of the decade, as they say, after that.
Cancon show? Welcome to the Cancon motherfucking show, episode 8? 8? I think? Maybe? No one's counting anymore. We're at that point. No one gives a fuck. This is the Saskatoon episode. Everything you need to know about Saskatoon hip-hop. I have the legend himself, Saskatoon's fucking finest EPIC in the house. And, man, he breaks it down so nicely, so fucking proper for us. He gave me a list of what his favorite local MCs are, and I got to pick through his list of his favorite shit and go study, which was just a fucking joy. I had so much fun doing that and learning, and I didn't know there was that much fucking good hip-hop that came out of Saskatoon. There's also a lot of dudes that live here that I thought were our own, like fucking Def 3 I thought was ours. I thought he was a Vancouverite, but no, I'm a fool. He is not from Vancouver. He is fucking from Saskatoon. I've become a fan of a lot of fucking music from out there just from this episode, just from studying, and I think you will too. I picked through all EPIC's favorites, and at the end, I do a nice 40-minute set of just Saskatoon rap, and I mean, it picked out by a legend, so it's only fucking solid hits, banger after banger, and you will enjoy. We talk about his top 5. We talk about his favorite Saskatoon moments. We talk about his least favorite Saskatoon moments. We break down some fucking lyrics for y'all. We answer all the questions off Facebook that you guys asked. Man, this one's a funny one. I also, disclaimer, I rip off third verse, their format in this, in true Saskatoon fashion. The interview kind of just naturally led that way, that we're talking about specific songs and stuff, so I thought I'd just, as we're talking about them in the moment, play the song and even give it a little fucking third verse echo out. If you're gonna pay homage, you gotta do it right. So if you don't know what third verse is, check the fucking EPIC episode, it's in the links, and that one's more just based on EPIC. This one is based on all of Saskatoon. So I hope you enjoy it. I mean, we talk from everything from just small town hip hop to fucking the Shapeshifters and how they were around a lot back then, and how they brought guys from Saskatoon down to LA. We get deep. We get real fucking deep with it. And EPIC is just a motherfucking G. He is a gentleman and a scholar and a humble human being. So check the motherfucking episode. It is sick as fucking fuck.
Hey, Joe.
What's going on?
What's going on?
I'm just getting set up.
Are we on record?
You're on record, yeah. I saw you calling, so I hit the record button quick.
Oh, cool.
Fucking A, how you doing, man?
Good.
How's the weather in Edmonton?
It's cold. It's really cold.
Yeah, we got a little bit of snow today.
It might be up to, I don't know with the wind chill, but it's been like some nights it's been like minus 35, minus 40.
Oh, God.
Kind of thing.
That's fucking horrible.
The dog hates it.
Yeah, it's minus 1.
The dog really hates it.
Here. And that's cold.
Oh, really?
And that's cold for us.
Oh, yeah. I've been there when it's minus 1.
It's gross.
The winter I lived there, right? It was like rained every day, and then like at some point, a couple times it snowed.
It's that sticky, wet, gross Vancouver snow.
Yeah, it's okay though. Like I'll take it over winter for sure anytime.
Mm-hmm. Damn right. So I'm gonna wait for winter to cool down in Edmonton. I'm gonna come out and give you a visit.
Cool. Yeah, do so.
So you're the perfect person to talk to about Saskatoon. I'm so happy you're doing this, because I know absolutely nothing when it comes down to like every time I talk to you or Chadio, I realize I don't know fuck all about Canadian hip hop history. So it's good to have someone like you.
It's because we were there.
Yeah, no doubt. So where would be a good place to start? I mean, last time when we had you on the podcast, on the Liquid Sunshine podcast, we were talking about, we started off on the early years of Epic and you having a radio show, and that must have opened up a lot of, like, for you to learn about the hip-hop community too, because you were a huge part of it. Like, what were the early stages of Saskatchewan hip-hop like?
Well, the first person was I go into it a bit on the Third Verse podcast.
Yeah,
shout out
I'll post a link to that, because everybody's got to check that, and the Liquid Sunshine one, so everybody can catch up on that.
Yeah, the Epic episode, and the Factor is on there. Well, it's a Saskatoon podcast. Factor's on there. There's a K episode, so they might talk a bit about Saskatoon rap back in the day. I mean, a lot of it went down before Factor kind of got into it.
Yeah.
Because he's a bit younger than us, but it started with DJ Cole Kurt, who was mainly into R&B music, but he was into hip hop, and so he had a radio show, and he threw parties in the city that we tried to get into one. We were 18. The age there was 19. We were 18, and we didn't get in. But he played like a lot of R&B, but he's the first to play rap, and then kind of the scene started. We basically, a few of us started the scene, and then throughout the 90s, there was two main crews. One was the Isosceles crew.
I dedicate my soul to designation. Motivation's the key to patience. Anger fills minds of frustration. Creations of all relation. Throughout the wilderness, the Holy Spirit moves within us. Take a sip of your reflection in the pool if you could swim. Everyone's a penny as the times get spent. To force yourself in anything for natural people live in land. What's the solution? Collect some peace of mind. You climb to higher evolutions of life, but only end up losing your sight to speak the voice. Kept tight in the silence within the inner self. I'm out for my health. Forget the wealth while my heart beats in sync with the rhythm which is given from God. I glorify with the trees, but travel years through the fog. I'm never lost no more, cause I struggled to find the shore. You asked for keys in the door, but forgot his image once more. Now many will force a feel as the life still heals itself. Just concentrate in the present, the past is left on the shelf. I concentrate in the present, my past is left on the shelf. Who contemplates in the present, but will get left on the shelf? Him or her. Him or her. Now as the face on the moon rejuvenates his whole faith, he slides his neighbor, climbs ladders of intellect for clean slate. Mirror, mirror, on the wall, let me your eras I call. Grant me the wisdom and courage to help me see through them all. Now as the face on the moon rejuvenates his whole faith, he slides his neighbor, climbs ladders of intellect for clean slate. Mirror, mirror, on the wall, let me your eras I call. Grant me the wisdom and courage to help me see through them all.
The bottoms of my kicks were sticking to the surface of the sidewalk. No tree to offer shade, therefore my stride got shorter by a quarter inch. I glimpsed a falling half moon. Right then the clock on the corner stopped at 13 seconds past noon. Now, still blind to omens, thus not knowing of my destiny, I pressed on against the force of a sudden northwesterly wind, which had arisen, throwing sand in my eye. I raised my hand like a visor to protect and kept trekking to the next intersection, where my selection was direction. Pausing for just a second, checking my reflection. As it got caught in a raindrop, my brain stopped. 24 years walking these same blocks, and still I had remained lost. Pops and Boss was now the same man, but we had not descended from the same strand, and knew the age was on a different page of the game plan. Though the paychecks had changed hands on every second Friday, I had to check it my way, with a display of elevated essays created in the early morning, from late shows to matinees. Phrase written for relief of mind pressure, plus it's my pleasure. Don't even hope to find treasure, so forget all that. Forget all that amnesiac, back to the matter at hand. The blank platter of wax, I scratched my temple with the pencil and the flipping lip broke. Since then these fingertips tend to only grip pens, and every stroke evokes more strokes like jokes provoke jokes. When my folks promote more toasts of smoke, cloaks my aura as I comb through cavernous crypts of consciousness. And as time shifts I reminisce of old past doubt, cause I was gripped by self-critical tendencies when the mirror held the image of my enemy. But now we're friendly.
hates his whole face. He slides a staple, climbs ladders of intellect, but clean slate. Mirror, mirror, on the wall, on the wall. Your ears I call, grant me the wisdom and courage to help me see through the
I
fall.
believe that poetries grow, that certain words can fly. Will platter fill with lay low and metaphor for size into butterflies with eyes on their wings, like a monarch but far too modest to be king. Cause even the rumblebee becomes humble when he loses his singer and starts to tumble. Dying, now he's crying, falling, not flying, though he dreams of fields of dandelion.
We illustrate a clear picture, wishing to cope with our fears. Challenge a foe who's a friend, while nature puts me to tears. Truth always hurts, but the fakeness in a great one to escape. Cast the real from the raw, become the fisherman's bait. It's sad to see how greed exceeds within the industry. It's such a pity for those who steal the electricity. Mental thoughts of fellow archive, trapped infinity. Go seek your soul before it sinks in sands of reality. That's where we walk. That's where we walk.
You asked me, my brother. You're my answer. You asked me, my brother. You're my answer.
And that has a Vancouver connection because Boya D is a Vancouver MC that moved out to Saskatoon for, I don't know, like a few years anyways.
So there's 3 guys in that crew, right?
Yeah, there's 2 twins. There's Shrimpy
That's a
and
great name.
Sassafras.
Yeah.
Yeah, Shrimp, and Boya D. And so two are twins, and Boya D's, they met. He's from Vancouver. He's a part of QC crew back in the day. I don't know if have you heard of QC crew
No.
in Vancouver?
QC, no.
So that's like an old Vancouver crew that a bunch of people. I don't know my history too much. I know Bird talks about QC on a podcast, but it might be on a Third Verse podcast.
QC,
but
Q Continuum is what you're talking about.
I
That's
don't
the
know.
group. Yeah, man. Of course I heard of them. Yeah.
Anyway, so he had a song on the compilation, and anyways, he's part of Isosceles, and so back in the 90s, that crew were rivals with my crew, and my crew was basically, we started out as a DJ crew, and we had a radio show, which is still running today, over 20 years later, 25 years maybe, called Third Verse.
Yeah.
And so this radio show, we DJ'd, there's many different portions, but it was led by this guy named Noski, and we just basically, a lot of nights we took turns DJing, and we took turns, me and Emphasis and other people freestyled on the show, and that radio show kind of was the center point of our crew, and we all became good friends, and we hung out for many years, and it all revolved around the radio. Nalto was part of it for sure.
Yeah.
Shoutouts to Nalto, and so it was a really amazing show because we were all into like DJing and turntablism, and I mean I wasn't very good at scratching. That was always for whatever reason I just didn't get it.
Good on the mix though.
And I've spent hundreds of hours trying to practice my scratching, getting better.
Yeah.
I probably practiced more than, but anyways, we had a DJ crew, and we actually met like a lot of people through the show. Actually, it's kind of cool because we had a DJ crew, and our friends in Winnipeg had a DJ crew and DJ'd. Influence and Cut Down and DJ Brace. And DJ Brace went on to actually win some world championships DJing.
Fucking awesome.
Which is like pretty amazing. Not that we DJ'd with Brace, but we always felt like those guys were like our like super good homies and stuff. So
that's awesome. So there was an early Winnipeg Saskatoon connect back then.
Yeah, it was through rap too. It was through our friendship with Peanuts and Corn and Freak Show, and through DJ Cut Down, who lived in Regina, who went on to produce for Freak Show, and we had like super close. We developed super close relationships. I consider Shazam from Freak Show one of my like early influences, and in the Freak Show, and the Winnipeg crew used to come to Saskatoon, and then at some point when we started making records, we went there. So back in the day, at some point our crew, there's a lot of rappers active in the 90s. One was a young K the Aquanaut.
Funny that at midnight I'm always daydreaming. The world seems slippery when you're looking through a snow stream, and anyone who lives around me knows what I mean. I couldn't clean and jerk anything, bro, I'm kinda weak. Gave up on that athletic tip around 23. Now all I do is chill and smoke a little weed. Hit up the spot on weekends just to seize the chance to catch a blow from the breezies. My California dreaming, let's be honest, man, I'm living this music and I'm abusing my mind and body, but really who isn't? Yo, check the black market business. I got my arms extended, hands open, saying a few petty pleases. To each his own, man, we all got dreams, but I was once told there's something coming for me. You heard the story with every vocal vibration, never spitting this far. Memories through mixed verses, released and dispersed until my homies put your nose to the grind. Let's make it down in the prairies, making a lot of sound. We eastward bound, we westward bound, we southern bound, we northern bound, we getting around. Sideroad Records putting it down, we putting it down. A little town in the prairies, making a lot of sound. We eastward bound, we westward bound, we southern bound, we northern bound, we getting around. Sideroad Records putting it down, we putting it down. It's been a long time coming from that cup in '89, and the crops kept growing, sunshine and Democrats in the limelight. I write rhymes on lake shores, that's hip-hop in the summertime. Old-fashioned brick city beach bash. For those less compassionate, we got police task forces who do very little, but they killing drunk assholes. Governments who chilling on a shitload of cash flow. I'm killing it in debt with a pocket full of holes. I was born to the base and then enrolled as a soul. Go 306 my home, content with being a local. Interweb phenomenon expands my vocals global. Recorded in the basement and distribute to supporters of those in the know that the bandwagon's rolling. So hop on before we drop off back to the never known. That's how it seems to go within this music cycle. So it's best I rip the mic when they feel I'm rocking tight. Little town in the prairies, making a lot of sound. We eastward bound, we westward bound, we southern bound, we northern bound, we getting around. Sideroad Records putting it down, we putting it down. A little town in the prairies, making a lot of sound. We eastward bound, we westward bound, we southern bound, we northern bound, we getting around. Sideroad Records putting it down, we putting it down. Little town in the prairies, making a lot of sound. We eastward bound, we westward bound, we southern bound.
what basically happened is, well, a few things developed. One of them was So and started making records. He was the first, and our crew started making music on So beats.
So would you say
like
So was the
myself,
first person to ever drop an actual album in Saskatoon? A
No,
hip-hop
that
album?
was those Isosceles albums.
Okay, so
that
they
you
dropped the
have.
very first album
Yes.
out of Saskatoon. Crazy.
But we were rhyming on mixtapes, and we were battling them all the time. So it was just
Do you got any of those tapes kicking around?
Yeah, if you talk to Trilama, he has some of the old mixtapes.
Oh, I got to get my hands on one of those for the show.
But yeah, freestyle. Yeah, so the first was Isosceles, and then there was a rock group, it was an indie rock type group in the city.
Yep.
And they were, they were super popular. They never really made it out of the city, but they kind of took note of what was going on in the rap scene. So they asked someone from my crew, my other rapper, Emphasis, and they and Acro. No, I don't think Acro. Rest in peace to Acro was on the song, but it was this group called ILBs, and ILBs were the second. I believe you have to ask Chaps, but I think they were the second ones to drop. This group called the ILBs, and this guy called the Foreman, who moved out to Vancouver.
What does ILB stand for?
Man, I don't even know.
The ILBs.
I'm not sure, but they were crazy. They were close. They were friends of our crew, so they weren't in our crew, but they're kind of the next, would be like, I consider like the next friends. Like we'd hang out with them all. They're a little bit younger. I don't know if they're in Factor's age group or not.
Yeah.
But they were like one of the MCs. Well, a couple of the MCs. They were awesome. But they had different kind of like one guy rapped like kind of West Coast style.
Yeah.
And another guy was super like influenced by Project Load. And that's like Acro, rest in peace, who may be like, he's an amazing freestyler and rapper. And then this guy, Johnny Utah, who had a style which would be like a crazy like style, like just out there. And so they made this CD that was pretty good, but it was like a CDR, like it wasn't it never really made it outside the city.
Yeah.
And they didn't, for whatever reason, they didn't push it that hard either. But it was pretty cool. And then after that, So and I started to drop.
It's been more than a year since Darrell Knight came forward with allegations that 2 Saskatoon police officers dropped him off outside the city in sub-zero weather. The frozen bodies of 2 other Aboriginal men were found in the same area last winter.
This is Darrell Knight's story. The man who claims 2 Saskatoon police officers dropped him off near the Queen Elizabeth Power Station last winter. 2 other bodies were found frozen on Saskatoon's southern outskirts. One was 30-year-old Lawrence Wagner. Because of Knight's allegations, 2 Saskatoon City police officers are suspended and awaiting trial. The RCMP task force is still investigating the death of Lawrence Wagner and of the other body found frozen, Rodney Nastus.
My bloodied face, I see a light in the distance. Certain instances, I can't feel my toes. When it snows, I curse the fact I'm not dressed properly. Sloppily, I'm trudging my way through this cold. I arose frozen in a state of unconsciousness, in a snowbank with blood dripping from my nose. Just like the last words when they took away my parka, I'ma die like an animal and they're gonna find my carcass.
Just 2 more steps, it's so cold, I can see my breath hanging in the air like death. Just 6 hours ago I was a guest at my brother's place. We shared a case of beer. I slipped on the steps and we nearly died laughing. Man, I wish that he was here. I wish that I was home. It's so fucking cold cold, I can't stop shivering, and I lost all feeling in my toes. Frostbite stings my nose, and ears, and cheeks. I urge my weak legs on, come on, move, damn you, I can't believe they took my shoes. Those fuckers took my shoes, Jesus Christ. On a night like this, a man could lose his life.
A man could lose his life.
So now, immediately after, like a bunch of people that hung out at the radio show that were, I consider our crew, ended up over a few years forming this crew called Sideroad Records.
Yeah.
Now, in actuality, it was basically like I consider myself part of the Side Road crew, because it's like all my friends and like I've rapped with them, but I've never like put anything out on Side Road. But when I hear like the Side Road record songs, I'm like so kind of like I feel like it's part of me, right? Like my crew.
I hear that. Yeah. You were
and
around
so
all this happening. You were involved.
Yeah, I was involved. Like I was focusing on my own and Close Horse and like mine and Soso's rapping, but at the same time I was like supporting those guys like any point. And that was like that all was around Factor's Factor was kind of and DJ Chaps were kind of like the catalyst of that crew. And Chaps was my DJ as well, but he was kind of the main promoter of Side Road. Not rap promoter, but as far as like getting in everyone's face, making sure that everyone checks out.
Yeah, no doubt. Everybody needs one of them.
And that was that crew, and like consisted of, and I'm gonna miss people, but for sure, like Nalto, Def 3, Ira Lee at one point, K the Aquanaut, Patty C, Cam the Wizard, Benny, but a lot of like Sask basically are like part of the crew that would meet around the Third Verse radio show.
Dope. Crazy amounts of talent too. That list of people are most of those people I ended up checking out first, but yeah, real dope.
Yeah, it was super talented group of people for sure.
And this is how out of it I am. I thought that Def 3 was a Vancouverite because I've seen him around here for so long. I just assumed he was one of us.
Yeah, well, Def 3 goes way back into the rap scene.
He never gets old though. He looks like a young guy. I always just assumed he was young.
Oh yeah, like when I knew him in the 90s, he looked super young.
Yeah.
And
he still does.
Yeah, he was.
I saw him last week. He's got the baby face.
Yeah, he's such a good rapper too.
Oh, he's amazing.
And yeah, and so he was amazing, and we made connections with Danny through rap shows and whatnot, like Def 3 and Ira Lee, and at one point Def 3 and Ira Lee were like one of the best, the greatest Canadian rap groups in my opinion. But
the Dead Can't Bounce.
I'm just like a 46-year-old.
Well, no, and you know what? A lot of people have suggested that. Chadio brought it up. He's like, make sure you ask Epic about Dead Can't Bounce. So we should get into them a little bit.
I'm so dope, man. I'm so dope. So dope, man. Check it out. Drop a hit. Don't believe the numbers, man, I swear. Everywhere I go, I break dance and make fans so there. Wanna dig a little deeper in the issue? Better bring a pencil and a tissue pair. I wanna live there in Schitt's Creek, standing on the corner with my hands out, bleed. How to use the words to confuse the mass. Everybody likes the record cause the third song's fast. Hey yo, I got this shit coming out my ass. Doing collabos for cash. Ask me when I'll relax and smile. I may never finish anything worthwhile. That's what I do, yo. Writers in their heat come true. I really is so original, he sounds like you know who. And it figures that his attitude blue. Girl, I only rap because I got the tattoo. All my children, stay rebellious fools, that's opposed to cools. Use your foes as tools, get your loads and schools. There are goes for ghouls, put your fingers in the air and let them know rap rules. Be a whack man, write a song about your gun, do the Pacman. Eat it up and get a life, make a rap plan. Put it down, let it run, sample, gap band. Be more original, you bum. Here I come, the mic check sniper, full of verbals and it's lyrical bliss. What? Little being is a problem, his screaming doesn't seem to really help him. Outsiders in his world just aren't welcome. Goes to sleep hungry and wakes up feeling empty without an outcome. Oblivion, crushed oblivious in an instant. Opinions thrust, they've lost all their innocence. She's gone missing, I can't find her, so I wallow in the worries of the world as a reminder. Damn these hippie G's, the epitome of idiots. Limited equipment, but we acting like we live in. Throwing rhythm fits to escape the word of ear. Settle with silent victory, but glad to be here. Forget the melody, I'm coming to your condominium. She's our girl, intimate with my instrument. Straight pimping him. Yo, I heard your album, I rated it. I was dope, but that deaf kid, I hated him. Check it, I'm stepping through the new millennium. Flaming motorcycles and pool parties is the trend. Players acting hard, but the reason I get deals, my Safeway card is paying for my meals. Fuck this bomb, I wanna live in the ghetto with you. They call me MC, that's how we do. How we do, how we do. Stomping syllables on the spot. Hold me down, baby. How we do, how we do, how we do. Man, this song's stupid. You know what I'm saying? I mean, coming up to you on price and nonsense. That's how I do. You know what I'm saying? I'm getting paid for the laws, getting paid, getting money, getting it all. I ain't trying to mess with these little leagues. You know what I mean? So we over there pushing keys, but I'm trying to be me, so I do. You know what I'm saying? I'm Z, so I do, man. I ain't trying to do nothing else except for what I know how I do.
So I met our, so there's this DJ Cutdown who moved to Winnipeg and produced for Freak Show. I met him in Winnipeg, and he's living in Winnipeg after Regina, and he was telling me, he's like, oh yeah, you know, I got this kid Ira Lee, he's gonna blow your mind. He's like this young kid in Regina, and he's so good. And then I went to a rave in Saskatoon.
Yeah.
In the, I don't know, must have been like 97, 98-ish. And I was in the bathroom, and I don't know if I heard someone freestyling or we're freestyling in the bathroom. And it was like Ira Lee's like, I knew it was Ira Lee, and I'm like, yo, Ira's like, I heard of you. And I said, yeah, I heard of you. And we both had a mutual friend. And so we hung out a bit there. And then I remember at one point, like, going to visit Ira in Calgary years later, and he was living with Danny with Def 3 in Calgary because Def 3 was going to art school, and they were working on, because you know Def 3 is a super talented artist as well.
Oh yeah, one of the best. His murals are insane.
And so I might be getting a bit of stuff. I don't think they had released Dead Can't Bounce yet, or they were working on it. But anyways, they were. I remember staying at their place and, you know, writing raps for hours. And I remember Danny. Actually, I don't think Dead Can't Bounce came out, but I remember Danny writing like these awesome raps, and just how he didn't have much recording yet, and just how super excited he was into it.
I love that a rave bathroom stall brought you guys together. That's fucking hilarious.
Well, we were gonna meet. Well, it was just kind of like out there, right? Like because he lived in Regina, right? So
yeah.
Somehow he driven up for this rave, and yeah, and they ended up being part of Freak Show. They're incorporated into Freak Show by the older dudes in Freak Show. Are you familiar with Freak Show?
No, I'm not
at all.
I'm gonna have to look some of that up. I'll play some of it on the show.
Okay, so yeah, look up. Even though it's It's Winnipeg, but their big song's called Patience. So you could play Patience even though it's not a Saskatoon song.
No, I'm not fucking with it. It's not Saskatoon. I'm not playing it. We'll do a Winnipeg show next.
Yeah, when you do the Winnipeg show, then you'll have to drop Patience
for sure.
And then also around that time, there was other people started to like it just started to snowball, and people used to people we knew and other people popped up that were dope. Like there's a crew, Inner Soul Flow, Mills and Lucas, like that kind of music was really cool. I was digging it for sure.
Yeah, those are some of the ones I couldn't get to. Those are on my list, but I haven't gotten to them because I got caught up listening to some in the early stages, listening to some more albums from the same artist, you know. But I'm gonna go through this whole list. I'm gonna listen to every single one of them and play. This is gonna be a longer episode. I'm gonna make sure I play all of it.
Yeah, and you could check out Aries. Aries is the one making beats for me right now.
Yeah.
And he put out a compilation a few years later. He's Prince Albert, Saskatchewan, living in Regina for a bit, Saskatoon for a bit. But I think when he made that album, he's living in Vancouver. So there's a bunch of Vancouver people on it.
Nice. There's a Vancouver connection.
On the Aries,
I like that.
Aries album. Yeah. For sure.
So what's next? What was happening around that same time? So Dead Can't Bounce dropped. Who else is popping around that time? We're talking mid-90s right now, right? Or are we talking later?
I think Dead Can't Bounce, now we're getting into 2002-ish, maybe?
Okay, so we're bouncing around a little
2000, bouncing around a bit, yeah. But, I mean, it's all early stuff, because that's when Factor started coming out with like his compilation. And
he's done, like, I started looking into his catalog, and it's insane, man. That guy's dropped... And just crazy. It's huge. I couldn't even touch it. I started looking at it and like I kind of gave up halfway through because it would take me the whole week just to look at his catalog. And he's worked with so many artists. Mike and Nine. That's impressive.
Yeah. He's put out albums with like some legends, right? Like AWOL1, Mike and Nine, Chesky. But as awesome as that is. And like, don't get me wrong. Actually, the best of those, in my opinion, is the stuff he did with Kirby Dominant, which is a Bay Area rapper and an awesome dude. So when someone's a super awesome dude, then I just, you know, their music is. But as much as I love that stuff, my favorite stuff from Factor is the stuff he does with Saskatoon rappers.
Yeah.
So. His first 3 compilations, he does a lot of stuff with Saskatoon rappers.
Who's the main guy he works with?
Well, he produced the Nalto albums.
Out taking a walk because I wasn't enjoying the day, talking to myself when I forgot what I was going to say, when I spied her in the corner of my eye crying and recognized her as a girl that I had seen flying. Every time I went through hell, her hand held mine, taking and keeping my pain until I felt fine. Such a beautiful girl, crying her eyes out. What could bring this pretty thing's wings down? I'm trying to find out, but she insists there's nothing wrong, that I should move along. She's 7th descendant, independent and strong. I was offended at first by her words, but not for long, cause her presence alone perpetually made me calm. And I continued to watch as she alleviated my pain, both breaking my heart and piecing it back together again. God damn it, I gotta hand it to God for making it look so flawed. I was caught off guard, wondering who's guarding my guardian angel. Cause if she's lost and humble, then I'm hardly that stable. What a marvelous fable about a God trying to protect me, when I'd rather he protect she. Without her I'm empty. I was caught off guard, wondering who's guarding my guardian angel. If she's lost and humble, then I'm hardly that stable. What a marvelous fable about a God trying to protect me, when I'd rather he protect she. Without her I'm empty. Out of desperation, I grab her and start to shake her, yelling, please don't help me on behalf of a heartless maker. How do I enjoy happiness if it causes you grief? How do I claim stolen life as my own when I'm just a thief? Then a metaphorical swallowing began to go on again, and she swallowed my anger, and I start to feel calm again. She's promising that this is not her choice to make. This is God's will, this is God's mistake. Her destiny to take stress from me and bless the rest of me was meant to be a gift from an all-powerful entity, and that's bound to get heavy, especially mentally. Ironic how her suffering's caused by God's empathy. I wanna mend her weathered wings, introduce her to a life of better things than slaving for me. I don't want comfort or help, I'd love for herself to have love for herself. I was caught off guard, wondering who's guarding my guardian angel, cause if she's lost and harm, well then I'm hardly that stable. What a marvelous fable about a God trying to protect me, when I'd rather he protect she. Without her I'm empty. I was caught off guard, wondering who's guarding my guardian angel. If she's lost and harm, well then I'm hardly that stable. What a marvelous fable about a God trying to protect me, when I'd rather he protect she. Without her I'm empty. So I made up my mind to free her from her vines. I climbed to the top of the tallest building I could find, and dive off the top as if this were swimming lessons to liberate the other lives my continued living threatens. But I collided with something midair that felt like a wall, and when I came to I saw that she had helped with my fall by absorbing the impact between me and the street, just as she'd always done with any bad feelings I'd eat. Only this time she died, and as sick as it is, all I felt was comfort inside, because beside me was a new angel ready to give her life for me. And since then I couldn't love God for the life of me. Birth from womb, anger, earth to the tomb, soil or dinner knife. Life causes death, just as death causes life, and it's a sick system. But we're all afraid to diss them because we're Christian, or just happy we're still existing.
Okay, well, you might not be familiar because it's older stuff, but AWOL 1 is in a crew from Los Angeles called the Shapeshifters.
Oh, of course. And it's the same one. That's crazy. How did they connect?
Yeah, because basically, Saskatoon was really, really accepting to, Saskatoon was one of the big supporter of rap shows back in the days. Like in the 90s, like when you threw a show, there's a few places in Canada you want to go. So basically, like AWOL came to Saskatoon early in his career. I mean, relatively early in his career to do a show, and we've just always kept contact with him. And well, not me, but I mean me. Like I consider myself friends with him, even though I'm not. Like on the basis that I'd phone him up and hang out, but on the other hand, Graham became good friends with him, over the years,
and he's a legend. Yeah, the reason I got his name mixed up is because they dropped an album called Owl Hours, and that's what I was looking at. So AWOL 1 is I can't believe that's the same AWOL 1. I thought there was just another one in Saskatoon. That's fucking crazy. So there's a Saskatoon connect to these guys. It's fucking dope.
Oh yeah, for sure, because there's lots of connects between Saskatoon and the Shapeshifters, because I think that Chaps is an honorary member of the Shapeshifters.
No way.
Actually.
That's fucking amazing.
Toured, the first time they came to Canada, Bus Driver and I don't know if it was AWOL Circus and Bus Driver, but they drove in a van all across Canada and did shows. Actually, yeah, and not only that, like, just over the years, like when I went to LA to do a show, it was Tumex was the one who hooked me up, and he's like I believe he's Shapeshifters, and there's just lots of this guy Matre. We stayed at his house in LA. He's like, he does stuff with Factor, and he's in the LA scene and friends with AWOL and Akuma, and there's definitely a connection, and like a lot of it is a connection through us in Saskatoon being big fans of the Shapeshifters.
Yeah.
And then kind of like just things evolving from there. Right?
I'm just trying to picture, I think it's hilarious. AWOL 1 in Saskatoon, like an LA dude moving to Saskatoon. He must have been freezing his ass off.
Yeah. Well, I don't know I don't know how much he's like, I wouldn't say moving, maybe just like, maybe, I don't know where they recorded it.
Probably visiting in summer. That must have been it.
But I mean, some of those dudes, like rappers, have stayed. It's same as in Vancouver, right? Like people from California can come up to Vancouver and stay for a while and do music and whatnot.
Of course, yeah, definitely.
So that's so AWOL 1 you want to check out. Yeah.
Or as I call him, Owl 1.
Owl 1. Well, I mean, yeah. That's okay. So the stuff with Kirby Dominate's called Paranoid Castle. So that's pretty cool too.
You were talking about Hop Hippies. That was one of the ones you sent me that I checked out.
Yeah, so Hop Hippies, that's back in the day in the Isosceles crew. They rolled with a bunch of talented people too.
Yeah.
And one of them was Chatty, Parapoet, and he many years later he formed the Hop Hippies. So
I'm really feeling
that's the last 5 years, and I'm glad you're feeling it because Chaps is in that crew, but Chatty's like a super close friend of mine. We used to be rivals, and then in I think 97, 96, our girlfriends were living together in the same place.
Oh, they brought you together.
Same apartment. They're best friend. Yeah,
you were forced to be friends.
It was funny, yeah. So back then, I mean, it was tense, but we were that's when kind of the barriers went down, and then now many years later when the first time I hadn't seen him in years, and at my show he came up and we did a song together, and then now like last time I was in Saskatoon, we hung out and I love Parapod. He's like super, for sure, the big homie for sure. So I'm glad you're feeling the Hop Hippies.
Loving it.
Good. Yeah.
So what would be another a main person in that growth of Saskatoon hip hop?
Other than I've mentioned.
Because we've hopped all over the place, but I mean that's how it's gonna be, right? I can't believe how many fucking artists came out of there. Like, I'm sure I'm just touching the tip of the iceberg with this shit. Like, I got a list of like 20 rappers I need to check out, and every single one I've checked out so far has been crazy dope. Like, way better than I expected.
Well, I'm probably letting you know the best, like my favorite ones, though. So there's like a lot of whack. Do you want me to give you a list of whack MCs to check out?
Yes, do it, please. Give me your top 5 whack MCs in Saskatoon.
Top 5 whack MCs. I can't remember, but we've certainly clowned a lot of MCs up in the day. Like we'd have a house party and some guy would show up from Regina and they'd like rap all gangster, and then I remember one, and then I heard about DJ Weasel would just battle him. But top 5 whack MCs, I would say, I'd say Ghosta is a whack MC.
Yeah.
No, I'm just joking. Ghosta. I battled this MC named Ghosta.
Yeah.
He was like this little, he was young, He's like in like like just out of high school or in high school in like this major MC battle, and he was really good freestyler, and he was waiting for me with written raps. So fuck him.
Yeah.
That was like 25 years ago.
Yeah, nowadays that shit gets a pass.
Give up the grudge.
Everybody's doing the fucking written shit now. But back then, that didn't fly.
Well, it was a freestyle battle, right?
Yeah, you don't take your written to a freestyle. A lot of people did though, man, and then they tried to make it seem like they weren't doing written, because you know, like almost try to like slip in a kind of a fuck up to make it seem like they were freestyling. A lot of motherfuckers out there, they were posing, they're fronting.
Yeah, I know. And then so I just had to get back with a line on Eating Easy. I said, I'll eat that little ghost MC like Pacman. And what about that is that I said that rhyme in Easy, but like it sounds tough, but he quit rapping long before I said that line.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like get someone who doesn't even rap anymore. That's like next level.
That's going low.
Toughness.
That's going low. He already quit, and you're still fucking with him.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's being tough, man.
Oh, what was it? Somebody
I forgot.
No, go ahead.
You know what? Before we talk about the whack MCs, I forgot Vision. Vision's super awesome, for sure. And he was part of Sideroad as well, so he has songs with Factor too. Can't forget Vision. And Vision was actually Kay's first rhyme partner.
Oh yeah.
So they're pretty awesome. Yeah. So what do you Schizophrenic? I gotta mention Schizophrenic. No BS.
Yeah. How about somebody said on that list, No Skills?
Oh, No Skills. Yeah, he was in our crew, and you know, he it was his radio show, No Ski, and he was a DJ, and he was like this white guy, like totally white, who. Not that we weren't, but he was totally.
I'm just thinking, like, what are you talking about?
He was totally. He was from the suburbs, and he's an awesome guy.
Yeah.
And he was nerdy. Like I lost track of him, but I think he's like a professor at UBC now.
Oh no way.
So
he's a smart dude.
Super smart guy. Yeah. So he made these rap songs, and. He was an awesome DJ, and his taste in music was impeccable, but he modeled himself. I think his influence was MC Paul Barman.
Yeah, really.
and he rapped. He did a couple songs, and he was trying to rap on my albums, and I didn't want him to. I don't know, I was just kind of, I wasn't feeling his raps then, but then now I'm like what was I thinking? Like I listened to his verse on 830 Newfoundland, and it's awesome. And then he has I think he has this song about working in an office and getting picked on or something.
Yeah.
It was one of his first rap songs.
The one that was requested was Lola.
Yeah, that song is so stupid.
Is it? Should I not play it?
But it's probably... No, if you can find it, I wouldn't mind hearing it. Because I just remember it being really stupid. And, he rhymes all these things with Ola, the whole song.
Oh, God. Yeah.
But I think if I heard it now, I'd probably think it was amazing. So, yeah, play it. And it'll either be the wackest shit, or it'll be absolutely...
Okay.
Or it'll absolutely be amazing. It'll absolutely be amazing.
Okay.
But I think he was onto something, for sure.
What's another one on the list? Moonshine. Somebody requested Moonshine.
Oh fuck yeah! Moonshine. So Moonshine went on to rap. He produced for some people in the States, this Christian rap group called Lightheaded.
Really?
That with this dude Braille. And he produced a beat for me actually on Local Only. Good friend of mine. He lived in my neighborhood. I think he's from Factor's age group, and he ended up moving to Ontario. And he, for a while, who's he rapping with out there? Well, he's rapping with Ghetto Socks, I think.
Nice, dope.
If you've heard Ghetto Socks,
of course,
before.
Yep.
And he was doing his own solo stuff, and just like an awesome dude for sure. I think he lives in Winnipeg now, so. But I don't know if he's still active in rap music, but yeah, for sure. And he was more on the boom bap, like making it sound like New York, like boom bappy, like jazz.
I love that shit. I'm all about that.
Good, then you'll like the Moonshine then.
What's another one on this list here? Visions.
Vision, yeah, that's who I just mentioned a bit ago.
Okay.
Gazer old rhyme partner.
Yeah,
for sure. I got a track with Vision too, but yeah, for sure. Awesome rapper, great freestyler, for sure.
I think we've talked about everybody on the list. Who would you? You know who another dude I did not know that was from Saskatoon? I thought was a BC dude was Joey Styles. I thought he was like like an interior dude, like northern BC dude for some reason. I don't know why. Has he moved there?
Yeah. No, he is a Saskatoon rapper for sure. Definitely, you can't forget Joey Styles and that crew for sure. They're like a big. I remember. Maybe in like 1999, him and his crew started throwing shows in the basement, this basement spot.
Yeah.
And it was so insane. Like it was like a hall that fits, fire capacity 300 people with like 400 like people in there between the ages of like 17 and 19, and
so just
I remember
packed.
showing
it was
up.
Just buck wild.
It was crazy, and I think I'd moved to Edmonton actually, the first year, and I was just back there because I think he asked me to come rap. Like they didn't even have a stage; it was just you'd grab a mic and you just look out, and there'd be lots of people. And I remember rapping with. Doing a song and rapping with Oz 12.
Dope. Nice. That's a Winnipeg dude. Right?
Oz 12? I think he's Vancouver.
Is he? See, I'm all mixed up. I don't know shit.
He's down with Manic, and I know he was living in Regina when he was doing the TV show Moccasin Flats.
I never heard of that.
So, well, it's a Canadian TV show, and he was one of the actors on that show.
No way. I'm going to check it out just because of that.
Yeah, but he's not a Saskatoon dude, but he was friends with Joey, and yeah, that was just a good memory I have of just like rapping there, and there just being an insane amount of people, and like my crew not being there, but it's just being like insane.
Yeah, the atmosphere sounds nutty. I love shit like that. Just pass you the mic, you're in the crowd, it's past capacity, and everybody there is a fucking it's just like an underage crazy person, and it probably was fucking crazy in there.
Yeah, it was insane. It was so good. Yeah.
What's another one on this list? Metropolis.
Okay, Metropolis now is a bunch of the Sideroad. So the song you're gonna play, I think it has, I don't know who's in that group. Like there's 3 Sideroad, but the song I picked, it has Def 3, Nalto, Cam the Wizard.
Yeah.
And K, and I don't know if Patty C's on that or not, but yeah, Metropolis now was a Factor produced album.
Okay, that's an album by Factor. Okay.
Yeah, and it's got crazy amount of talented people on it.
What's another one? Oh, you were talking about a rock. Go on.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, you were talking about a rock band, Dalai Lamas.
Yeah, that's the one who early on they put out a song with like the 3 people on it. I was kind of felt not dissed, but kind of jealous that they hadn't asked me to be on that song.
So they were like a rock band that was getting down with hip hop dudes in Saskatoon at one point.
Yeah, but the thing about them is, like at this point, hip hop, like like it was one of the first things ever released, but they had like a huge like audience in the city, and so I was kind of like, yeah, I was kind of pissed off that they didn't ask me to be on it.
Because they had everybody
in a way.
Oh, because some of the homies came through, yeah. I hear
you get these petty things or whatever.
Of course.
But that being said, when I heard the song, I'm like, oh yeah, this is good. And actually, they never asked So-So to be on the song either, even though So-So ended up being like the most amazing, and he was amazing then. They got him just to do cuts. Like they're like, because he'd never put out a song yet, but they're like, yeah, we'll call So-So. We can do cuts on this song. So he was like right in their face to be. Well, I wasn't there, but they could have had the first So-So rap ever.
So this is like really early days. These guys are doing like a rock / rap album with MCs before any of these MCs really even dropped anything?
No, it was just a total rock funk album with one song that had MCs on it.
Oh, it had a ton of MCs on it, and this was one of the first albums that ever really dropped out of Saskatoon that had rappers on it.
Well, it would be right after the Isosceles album.
What's that album called? Do you know? I'm gonna look him up. I want to find that gem.
I don't know. It's Dalai Lamas and.
I'll look it up. I'll find it. Because that's classic. If that's the first album that dropped with rappers on it, other than Isosceles, then I want to hear that.
Yeah, that's for sure. That one song you'll have to play. I don't think you'll be able to find the ILBs.
No.
So I have a CD, but that's pretty rare. And rest in peace, Acro, for sure. Yeah, you know, it's kind of funny because one of the guys in that group, like the two of the guys were in the main underground rap, and he was in the West Coast and mainstream rap. And so I had a rap show in Vancouver in like, I don't know what year it was. It might have been even the rap show that I met Chadio. Yeah. And that's when like I did shows in Vancouver and like a bunch of people would come out to see me rap, and it was at Emotions Night.
One of the Monday Night Lives?
One of the Monday Night Lives. And the rapper from Ottawa that was on Much Music that I never really got into was there. And so before I rapped, I saw him, and I hadn't seen him in a bunch of years. And because he'd moved out to Vancouver. And I said, what are you here for? Hey, how's it going? And he had come to see the other rapper. He didn't even know I was rapping.
Jeez.
And he didn't even know that it was pretty funny.
That's awesome.
Because he totally like was not into underground rap at all, and he had started trying to make beats for like R&B and stuff like that, like just cheeseball stuff.
So he moved on to some cheesy shit. Yeah.
Yeah, he went on to the cheesy. So he's like. DL Incognito, that's the rapper. You ever heard DL Incognito?
Yeah, I have. I totally have, yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't, I don't mind it. I wouldn't listen to it for more than 5 minutes.
I don't know if I have listened to it, but I just know him from around the way.
Yeah, like it's, anyways, he was there to see DL Incognito.
Word. Let's get some memorable moments. What do you think is like something that stuck with you the most, like influential, memorable moment in Saskatoon hip-hop history that you can think of?
Some of the most?
Sure, give me more than one. Yeah, give me a couple.
I think doing a show with, I remember, like they used to have this outdoor venue by the art gallery.
Yeah.
And I remember doing a show there with me and So-So and McEnroe, and when the McEnroe album and Pip Skid, so those are Winnipeg rappers.
Yeah.
That was a really amazing show. I remember just freestyle sessions for days. I remember trying to get like really good good show. I remember Mystic Journeyman coming to Saskatoon.
Oh yeah,
that was another show, and I remember it just being like just pandemonium chaos with them there. For me, the main memories are just at the Third Verse radio show, freestyling with emphasis, everyone getting 25 minutes to do their DJ set. I remember when I threw it. I remember the DMCs were supposed to come to Saskatoon, and they canceled. So we threw a show, and we had a DJ battle because all the DJs in the province were disappointed.
Nice.
And yes,
good turnout for that one.
I was okay.
Everybody that wanted to see the DMC competition, you guys threw your own. That's fucking dope.
Yeah, it was awesome, and the DJ battle was super amazing. And I remember I stepped on. So DJ Sets, who Vancouver Connect, because of course he was the tour manager for Sweatshop and worked for Battle Axe Records. He lived in Regina. He came up and he was hyped up for the thing, and I stepped on his needles getting ready for the show.
Oh no!
Accidentally.
Did you fuck him up?
Yeah, I fucked it up. I fucked him up. So his routine. He was one of the favorites, and he totally messed up his routine.
Oh god!
So I remember screwing up DJ. But I remember Noski's GMC set, and this is one of my. I mean, this may not translate to the listeners, but I remember him doing an awesome. Like just practicing and just doing better than anyone expected.
Yeah.
And then he put a skip in the record, and he ended the routine with "The Gambler" by Kenny Rogers. It was so awesome. And then it was gotta know when to fold 'em, know when to walk away.
In a hip hop set.
Yeah. He ended his scratch routine just playing that song, not even scratching it, just putting it in, and. Like how awesome that it sounded after listening to the DJ battle for so long, like it just coming out of nowhere and that song kicking in. That was probably my favorite Saskatoon hip hop memory.
That's awesome. What do you think would be the most influential moment or thing that happened in Saskatoon to help, like, that embrace the scene? What do you think was the best thing to come out of Saskatoon?
Well, I think Epic and So-So are the best thing to come out of Saskatoon.
Me too. And you know what? And on Facebook, when I put out like, yo, I'm gonna be talking to Epic, and we're gonna be talking about Saskatoon, and anybody have any suggestions or anybody have any songs they want to request, like anything to do with Saskatoon, and everybody suggested a ton of your songs. Like they want to hear Hemsky, they want to hear Another Left Wing, they want to, Sleeping Shirt, they want to hear all that shit. So I'm gonna have to play some of your shit for sure. You're on that list,
okay.
And
Awesome.
people really want to hear it. And what's another thing? Oh, Moves wants to know about the Kyprios line.
Oh yeah, no, I'm not gonna. Okay, I don't want to get too much into that, but.
I got your back, like, man. There's nothing he can do.
No, it's years and years and years ago. So I don't even know the guy. It was just like something funny to say in a rap.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh fuck, that's hilarious. And I thought, no.
What was the line again? I don't like Kyprios because he raps metrosexually. Is that what it was?
Yeah, or something like that.
Talk shit in Saskatoon and get your chain snatched.
Like that's pretty funny. And actually, you know what?
It's fucking great.
When I thought of the rhyme, I didn't even have Kiprios's name. Like I was just thinking of which MC to insert in there.
Yeah.
And
you just thought of his pretty, because he's kind of a pretty boy. He's kind of a pretty boy, and maybe at the time when that was written, he was even a little bit softer than he is now. You know what I mean?
Well, I think what the deal with that was probably when I wrote that was when he probably had a song like on the radio or something.
Something
like
that was more pop.
So, you know,
yeah.
Yeah. So, you know, back in the day, it was the total like underground versus mainstream thing.
Totally. Yes, it's still happening.
So I was like, we were hardcore underground, mainstream sucks, right? So I could have inserted any mainstream rap, and when I say it, like I've had friends who just laugh over that line because it's like pretty funny.
It's hilarious. We played it on the Liquid Sunshine podcast.
Did you?
Yeah.
But the thing about it though is that like I shouldn't have said it, because Sweatshop Union, like I actually seen those guys, like Def 3's part of Sweatshop, and I've met guys in Sweatshop Union that are
they're all like, really nice guys. Yeah, they're dope.
Super dope. And they're like, when it comes down to, they're like an underground rappers.
Oh, for sure.
Right?
Yeah, Sweatshop's a major underground movement. Yeah, there's nothing pop about those guys at all. Kiprios was definitely the one that tried to go out and do the pop thing. And if you're going to diss anybody out of that crew, it's going to be him, for sure.
But he's probably, he probably has a lot of good songs too.
He's doing a show on Save On Radio now. Big ups to Save On Radio. He's got a spot on there. So there's a local thing going on at Save On Meets. They've opened up the front, and it's like a live radio station out front on Hastings Street.
Yeah.
And it's like, there's like Flip Out and all those dudes. It's dope. It's really dope. And his show's actually really good. But every time I hear his show, I think of that Epic line.
Yeah. You know what? I'd like to take that line back, but it's so funny that I probably can't.
It's a moment. It's a moment in hip hop history.
Nothing personal. I could have inserted any rapper that was that had a mainstream hit at that time.
All right, and my mom requested
except Moke Only, because Moke Only is, even when is like one of my favorite rappers ever.
Of course.
And when I heard him with a song on the radio, I was excited.
Yeah, Moke Only's different though, because you're always rooting for him, right? He's the god. He's like, especially in Vancouver, all of us look up to him and love him and want him to do good. We're all cheering for him here. My mom requested this song, but it's not by a band from Saskatchewan. She wanted to, and you can let me know if I should play this or not, because I'm not supposed to play anything that isn't Saskatoon, that isn't.
Okay.
But my mom, since it is part of the it has Saskatoon in the song, she wants to hear the Guess Who running back to Saskatoon.
Yeah, for sure.
Should that get some play on this show?
Yeah, I've seen people. One of the guys in the Guess Who actually. I mean, this may be boring for the listeners, but he opened up a rock club in Saskatoon.
No way.
In the 1990s. Because I knew someone who worked there, and it was in the paper that, I can't remember if it was Burton Cummings, but one of them definitely opened up a rock club in Saskatoon back in the day.
Okay.
Now, we hated on rock music so much that we never went there.
Yeah.
But we probably should have, because that's pretty cool.
That is dope.
So play Running Back to Saskatoon and when he's hanging out at libraries.
Yeah, no doubt. Let's end this with the top 5. Let's do we've already talked about all of them, but let's break it down, because we talked about so many MCs. Who would be your top 5 Saskatoon rappers of all time?
Man, I'm gonna get I don't know if I can.
Oh yeah, you're allowed to do it, man. If you're allowed to diss Kiprios, you're allowed to give the top 5.
Okay, So.
Yep.
Nalto and K, Tide.
Yeah.
I don't know if I could pick. Depends which day I'm listening. Shrimpy from Isosceles.
Yeah. I love that name. Shrimpy.
Yeah, Shrimpy. Yeah, so good. You know what? After that, I don't want to miss.
Oh, come on!
There's a
You
whole
got
bunch.
you got two more.
Okay. I'll say Curb Poet.
Yeah.
And Emphasis.
There we go. Your top 5. I love it. And you didn't put yourself
awesome.
on it.
That's okay.
There it is. The motherfucking Saskatoon episode. With the legend. Fucking... with all the knowledge. Man. I learned so much from that episode. And digging through all that music was so much fun. You know... I handpicked all my favorite songs. Epic led me to the gold at the end of the fucking rainbow. And then I siphoned through it and found what the shit I liked out of the names that he gave me. And that's what I'm going to play now. I just want to thank you guys for listening and thank Epic so much for coming through. I mean, what a fucking legend. And if you want to hear even more Epic, go check out the Third Verse episode, which is in the links. And check out the Liquid Sunshine episode, which is also in the links. And... I'll probably have him on again because I think that's just the tip of the iceberg. We have more Saskatoon shit to talk about, and like I said in the interview, I'm gonna do a Winnipeg one. I'm gonna hit every single province. I'm gonna hit every single fucking territory. I'm gonna dig into small town shit. I'm gonna do as much as humanly possible to get as much information to you because I enjoy doing it. I do this for me. It's a passion project, but I mean we all get to learn together. That's the dope part. Thanks for listening, and check the mix, yo. Love y'all. Peace.
Some people get up early to beat the rush. Some people get up early to get a seat on the bus, on the morning train. I'm checking out the graphics, time to ponder, cause I'm caught up in traffic, high on acid. When I start shit with my apartment managers, damaging. In this police state my knee scraped, increase my lease rates, you don't want to do that, rent is theft. My girlfriend wants me to broaden my horizon, she suggested an ethnic restaurant. Girl, I'll check out a movie, but yo, it's gonna take a rap one to move me. Colors I like Sean Penn, you don't know me. To my supporters and friends, you don't know me. And the critics can get the didic. 780 is the first of the 10 digits. Step the fuck back. Contact sports, stay blue collar 24/7 like when I was contracted to transport. Replace the glass base everlasting. Solidarity like the workers of Poland fasting. In this one battle I told this MC to quit rapping. Take up sports broadcasting, I'm into Schoolie D and Spoonie G. I know that one jam, here we go. Me and Joe referred to Rodney O and Joe Cooley. Yo, man. I don't like other music, I only like rap. You have other interests? Cause I only like rap. You want a hero cookie? I only like rap. I hate reading, cause I only like rap. I won't join the army, I only like rap. You broaden your horizons? Cause I only like rap. You want a medal? I only like rap. I hate Tegan and Sarah, cause I only like rap. Yo, fuck Radiohead, fuck Iron Maiden, fuck Motley Crue, fuck Sloan. This is epic, I don't rock, I rap.
Check this shit out. This is rap. Yo, man. Yo, man. Yo, man. Yo, man. This is rap. Fuck Cinderella. Fuck Cinderella. This is rap. Rap. Bon Jovi. Fuck Cinderella. Fuck Bon Jovi. And motherfucking Prince, man. Get ready to turn it out. Say we 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 get ready to turn it out.
Yes, y'all. Yes, y'all. Yes, y'all. Yes, westward, double red, English engraved in the head. My breath is the bullet, leaving the microphone brain dead. Alien Isosceles, bringing forth in peace. Alphabetic, to be comedic, kinetic. Inject the hip-hop anesthetic. Ciphers with only sickness, but is to witness. AKG sure, realistic, best talk, new mark. 3,000 B-boys came to fuck up your park.
So let the sound man know I'm on the mic. And if the shit's fucked up, we gonna fight. I say I grew up every day with my microphone. Underground on the stage, I'm far from home. We get ready to turn it out. All the MCs ready to turn it out. All the turntables ready to turn it out. All the rap writers ready to burn it out. All the B-boys ready to turn it out. All the B-girls ready to turn it out. West Coast making it raw and rough. I say the crowd don't go home till they got enough.
Check it out. The dread of relief, indigenous upliftments of the conspicuous correlate. We're vagrant recipients, cultivate pilgrims of empathy, encompass our cultures, function essentially in attempt to broaden the spectrum's eclectic entities. Yeah, universal virtuous celestial cosmopolites, enlightened linguistics, intrinsic living like troglodytes. Elemental balance, a conscious pilot, funambulist, these addicted habituals defeat animist challenges. I plummet below the summit, then hover above the tundra from under my urbanite dungeon into infernal consumption. Burn asparagus to stimulate my faculty. I'm here to convey the canoes I've traveled through tragedies sporadically. Here to convey the canoes I've traveled through tragedies sporadically.
All the MCs ready to turn it out. All the turntables ready to turn it out. All the grab miners ready to burn it out. All the B-boys ready to turn it out. All the B-girls ready to turn it out. West Coast making it raw and rough. I say the crowd don't go home till they got enough.
Everybody needs a theme song. They can step out the door. The world is at your feet. Yeah.
Yesterday I caught a case of cyberdome. Amidst the mission I lost my way home. I walked the rope, albeit it's done alone. But all alone I'm tougher than all you homegrowns. While they're lifting the weights on pens and telephones. Write the future and send it through the wire road. Connected through speech within my catalog. A foot away from the peak and then I'm jumping off. Only to climb up again, it's a survivor song. And give a toast to my heart cause I survived this long. Still the same as it was, but now the song's a bomb. Only smoking the bomb, don't give a fuck what you're on. Everybody needs a theme song. The city's a beast. In the streets where the beat's on. The city's a beast. Everybody needs a theme song.
The city's a beast.
In the streets where the beat's on. Everybody needs a theme song. I make moves and magnificent masterpieces. And a piece of the party is a speaker wave. Stay at peace with the folks staying out my way. Keep my souls on the street in the computer age. Always feel I'ma move away from checkmate. Every piece that they move today is tomorrow's waste. I'm the king of the board who's bored all day. Always waiting for night like it's a part of me. I thrive when the light dims and the freaks are out. In the whim you hear the beats of the party crowd. Dedicated to the people, yeah, times are hard. Feel the flow, can't connect positive.
myself to peak, gained a beat down from grief, murdered mind, falling victim, strangled by simplicity, hung by horror, punched, elbowed, kneed, kicked in the mouth. I man the carcass of a fan that fell but never lost its bounce. Left winded, throat bleeding, suffering for vision, wounds too deep to heal, leaking juices out to keep me living, flesh torn, inner organs exposed, worn from the kilometers traveled plus the pus popping blisters on my toes. Repeated blows to the face, cupping my shattered nose in disgrace, with no bandages or treatments there to put it back in place. Murder is the case, now I'm stuck feeling like a waste. My stomach shrunk to adapt to the size of my living space. A highly vicious pair of fish hooks planted deep within my cheek for all the friends I've made and lost from interests that I couldn't keep. Hoof me in the jimmy, feed me shots directly in the kidney, so that food loses all taste, I stay incredibly skinny. Fuck yeah, rested on the sidewalk, tongue pasted to the curb, waiting for my mug to meet your foot to stop me into earth. Crushed by those above who claim that they're the ones put here to help me. For all the women that I've met that made my morals so unhealthy. Thanks, we learned so much, I'll be sure to pull the house off when you're melting, witch. Creep up behind me and slap me bare skin on the neck as hard as possible, cause New Jack stamps symbolize respect. Welcome to eternal debt, don't bet on leaving here alive. Nowadays it's what I'm breathing, that's the cause of how I died. All the bricks are tied on, these sinking words that I've drawn have transformed to bubbles floating near the surface of the pond. I'm feeling settled on the bottom, staring upwards through the glimmer. Roundhouses for the loser, but a drop kick for the winner. Just rewired the jaw, due to all this nitty gritty. Feeling blue from several bruises on my body, it ain't pretty. Urban inner city hit me. Now we see each other more. She's got me in the figure four, haven't scored and still sleep on the floor. Body, mind, and soul are all equally sore. Pleasure comes from pain endeavored, but stamina's the real chore. Heated blisters from the nipple twisters, trying to match the interests of myself, the head's associates, and all the other listeners. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. Another prairie winter, 40 below freezing, frostbitten shivers, floating up Saskatchewan River with no paddles, but somehow I still get splinters. Lodged in every bit of land, head planted in advice. This mic is stuck in my hand, man, I work sleepless through the night. Big kids do cry, especially when the pressure's applied, gouging my vision with your thumbs jammed deep within my eye.
Get on down now.
By laughing off my pride, realized I'm never out of harm, constantly dragged to the peak by the skin under my arm. Bells ringing in my eardrum, too complicated to get it. Calls for attention will only get their ass kicked by the medic. Imprints embedded, from the rings of the fists to the time invested. Hit percentage measured by the amount of the shots connected, but manages to crash at every curve. It's not the swelling but agony of what's real hitting the nerve.
Once upon a time. Once upon a time. Once upon a time.
A brutal king in the glory of all his permanent position, where the torture of destruction was the structure of his vision. As in every day, he'd meet an ogre by the bridge he built, to reminisce about the daughters that he bathed in silk. And his ignitions were the burning that tabooed his lies, cause when the ogre would fillet him, he would roll his eyes. And this was daily operation for so many moons, until his castle got attacked by some forest goons. And they besieged him in his riches and his place of throne, and spilled the blood of his defeat on all the gold he owned. So now the kingdom is a beautiful and pretty space, and not your usual unsuitable and pseudo waste. They introduced the king of former hate to what he rated, from idol god to a pitiful self-created jerk. So now the Lord is out of work and just a broken joker that wanders daily by that underpass to find his ogre. But no one's over in the corner where they used to huddle, to take a little swig and throw a punch and drunken mumble. And so the tears will stay away, he keeps his kneadings plain, and takes his passion in his hand to stroke away the pain. Another story and a fable for the world to gain, from brother to brother or mother to another name. The parable is unbearable and it's fairly vain, but no one could stop him when he started like the acid rain. Whoever dissed me in my fur coat and my iron rayon, come watch me spank it like it's scribbled on my wall in crayon. These are emotions that I wrote out into being of proof, to put my mind between the lines like an addict's use.
Once upon a time.
There was a crooked man living once a time or something, that had a lime of luncheon and would never dine without it. And he would scream and he would shout that he would bleed without it. Truly believed he couldn't breathe without a pinch a day. So he would walk along and talk about his favorite thrillers, and buy the posters of the killers and their picture makeup. His dandelions were roses and he puked in frozen tones, amongst perversion where he fears he has to call it home. Attaining satisfaction, living free of moral borders, at peace with golden shower gifts he gives to his supporters. It's easy breezy
cover girl if you're a hollow spirit. An over pivot made the crooked man a living lyric. A pause in the fabric of time afforded all his choices. He hit the liquor and the gun store, obeyed the voices, and then to Susie's room to see if anything was cute. Figured the way up, he changed into this here Santa suit. Good morning, children, in the twilight of this afternoon. It's good to see you all again, you're looking carbon copy. But in the distance, his progression from was ever sloppy. And so the bullet from the sniper hit him right in heart. And Susie's brother felt a pinch of his redemption start, and threw his mask off in the bush and ran into the dark. Another fable in a cradle for the world to quiver. Working for someday when I write a song to make you shiver. These parables are unbearables, thank you very much. I dropped my kids off at your mom's house and didn't flush. Who could have stopped me when I faded on your golden beast? Fucking your back room in the bathroom like a Catholic priest. With these emotions that I wrote out in to lead my path, turning the gift of having to a want that feeds the wrath. Another story in a fable for the world to gain. From brother to brother or mother to another name. These parables too unbearables to escape in vain. Putting poop in earlobes and turning your fog into a flame. You couldn't stop me when I started like the acid rain. You thought you got me when I dropped out of your schools in pain. From musketeering aspirations in the prairie plains, I think of lava shit that dropping right out in the flames.
Once upon a time. Once upon a time. Once upon a time.
This is dedicated to the men in my life, strong on the front line, sharp as knives. This is for the guys who stay up late, worry about family and the future state. This is for protectors, today's dog soldiers. Walk low, crouch with the weight on their shoulders. Talking about the ones who take care of their kids, responsible, giving them the tools to live. This is for my homies who focus on the physical, mental, emotional, but don't forget the spiritual. Even with the past that could run blood cold, you never go back when you feel that pull. But who do you turn to when it gets too much? Taught not to talk about it, ego like a crutch. Silence keeps it buried, all the truth, the lies. Armor so tough to hide the anger inside. Men don't cry, attitude you inherited. You come off all smooth, but the act is transparent. Say you make mistakes, being perfect for a try. To go that far, some men would rather die. You aim, kill your pain when it doubles you over, but make sure that no one knows about it when you're sober. So look to the east where the night meets the day. Yeah, hey, hear the old ones say, bring back the will and the reason to fight. Protect us and we'll make this right. Look to the east where the night meets the day. Yeah, hey, hear the old ones say, bring back the will and the reason to fight. Protect us and we'll make this right. You're the quiet before the storm, brewing steadily. Don't wanna ask for help cause you say you're not ready. The killer is a buildup of the secrets in the vaults. Time released when you start to admit your faults. Don't think that I'm fooled cause women see it all. Stay weak, stay humble, get up before you fall. Throw away them pills, that casino, that drink. Stop hitting your woman and drag her down while you sink. I know my man, you've had it the worst. History dealt you the raw deal first. They took away your role along with your soul and expect you to succeed, that's taking its toll. Convinced you were devils and damned you with sin. Made you look down on your own brown skin. Where's our protectors, our leaders, our fighters? Outside the bar holding bottles and lighters, pimping us, hating us, leaving us alone to fight against the elements and stole the home. Don't act like it's over too late, done is done. The kids need a future warrior, daughters and sons that'll bring back the culture that never left, and think of the woman as life, give her respect. So look to the east where the night meets the day. Ah, hey, hear the old ones say, bring back the will and the reason to fight. Protect us and we'll make this right. Look to the east where the night meets the day. Ah, hey, hear the old ones say, bring back the will and the reason to fight. Protect us and we'll make this right.
I'm on the phone, nigga. Nah, he ain't. I'm about to rap right now, so I'm about to pass y'all. I'm about to rap right now, alright? For all I know, that hoe's not coming through tomorrow. small town cranberry, missed a chance to borrow some lickety lot. But when my tape bumps over the next month, she gonna be like, I lost till next time. Now that I asked for the world and the moon too. Now what you thought is too soon too? I'm walking across the bridge toward town. All I want is my own bed, throwing money to a ghetto hotel. My phone said my homie ain't home back west. I need the homestead connection, keep me in tune. But by June I plan to be in different sections, making the rich confection, felt pack to milk wet times, making corrections like liquid paper do. Just pick a day to do all the things that you ain't caught up with. You'll feel swift and make a pattern from it to slowly eliminate dumb shit. Don't get your dumb ass whipped by some gram from which you don't benefit. I benefit from living like I do. It keep me fit, although I get run down from running round. It just gives me more shit to say so I can run it down. And the summer creeps, plus the weather gets hot. I forget not what led me up to the spot, busting like it's a dependency, not just to NMCs but to race the clock. Cause this is all that I got. All that I got. This is all that I got. This is all that I got. Gotta know.
Somehow the lies that you tell slip through ways of your teeth, and fool yourself to think you know the truth when it's beyond your reach. Trying to speak with a broken beat and persist to signify. Makes me sick to see you play this game on every single guy. It's like a motion picture each time at the end of the show, polluting the underground like you don't even know. Just wanna take what you can get, bum rush and jet. Leave the scene with a remarkable dream in your flesh, then act like nothing's even happened when you return. You got lessons to learn. I see through all shallow germs. It goes to show how many are really living real. I penetrate your minds to music so you can feel. I'm only here to relate. So why you wanna abominate? My crew, we out to make an alimony with these tapes, and I can't wait till summer. Hop a freight and hit the coast. We moke sass, boy, a ish. We all set afloat. It's like this.
That's all that you got.
My music, my allies, all that I got. My music, my family, all that I got. Yeah, all that I got. My music, my family, it's all that I got.
Yeah, man, I wanna stay another day, but home so far away, and my plane tickets booked and paid for. I finally found the feeling that I laid for, in the shade for. I felt four-sided form, warm days and cool summer breezes, selling taste on the street like they was golden fleeces. Looking at the words of Jesus that mark the walls, walking outside and looking west when the fresh air calls. It's been a week, it feels like a year, sometimes it feels like a busy minute. Hardly knew that it was here when it was gone, and now it's one more song and just one more beat. Unless I don't sleep, but I got bags under my peeps, and hunger in my gut. Wouldn't have the strength at all if it wasn't for the cut. If I could stretch time, you know I would without a thought. Wishing for 48 with 24 is all I got.
Yeah, it's all that I got.
Sorry to say, but it seems that I passed away. Didn't have a chance to say goodbye, but it's okay. Always thought I'd die young, having nothing but fun. It seems I walked by the wrong guy in love with his gun. My dearly beloved father, brother, and mother, my friends, fam, and others, and every one of my lovers. You and all of y'all was butter, so don't mud at me rivers. Put my casket up right uncovered, word is stand and deliver. Now that I'm gone, I'm gonna miss you, everyone. I'll be living in the memories of everything we done since birth to my 23-some years on this earth. I shed a tear for everybody, y'all that made it all worth. It's been a long haul, but it was short overall. God, I gave it my all, but picked up when you called. I pray an angel will fall and take my ass back to heaven, cause I guess you gotta die in order to become a legend.
A couple days later, who's to say or attempt to put in words what you were and the mark you made? It's hard to part this way, but I have faith in the sum of my living days. In the end, it'll all be okay. That doesn't make it easy, though I don't want you to leave me go. It's for the best as much as I would protest that it isn't so. Woe is me, rest everything, arrest every system in my body, and I'm no longer living. I graduated past the stage we all have to face, and thought that I was saving time when I slacked the pace. When I pass away, promise me you'll be on my side. When the will says I'm to be frozen in formaldehyde. When I don't have a pulse, pound me in my chest and my head, to be sure if it doesn't work, then I'll just be dead. When I die, tunnel a string into my grave and attach it to a bell, so if I wake up, I can be saved.
Hasta la vista, sayonara. Yesterday is another tomorrow. Please no sorrow, hide your tears. Spread my ashes, I'm no longer here. Nice to meet you, buenas noches. Ciao amigos, everything's
what's going on. Put your drinking clothes on, good buddy, cause we're going out, no doubt about it. It's whiskey time, and where's the destination? It's Deep West Side. Do we know who's the owner? Yeah, she's a friend of mine. Okay, I'm in, pick me up at 10. I got some gin left over from my party last weekend. Hit the shower, quarter hour with intentions to devour every female figure that's fucking in there. Arrived at the party sometime around 11, spent a couple minutes drinking in my homie's dad's ride, so we're primed. Fashionably late, just in time to catch a knife in my waist. What a waste from material gain.
I left my body, I just left it there, as simple as that. And now they wanna plant it in the ground like it'll grow back. Cause it's a criminal act to leave me to decompose, so I can be the rose she picks to breathe through her nose. To remind her of the time we were kissing in bed, but the time she brought up God and all the shit that I said. But don't pray for me, let's just admit that I'm dead and forget a heaven when we'd rather just be living instead. To all my fucking friends, you can go to hell, where I can see you again, and we'll make heaven of hell just like we did of earth. Yeah, I died, but it didn't hurt. Just leave me in a bed of dirt and I'll keep giving birth.
Didn't happen the way I planned, though I understand. Picture myself going to be an old man. At first it occurred that the news is a curse. This demon is your son, I know mom it hurts. The nurse came in, she had tears in her eyes. First my brother Corey, now our only son dies. Don't be afraid, there's no notice when the time comes. No regrets, gotta walk to the beat of your drum. I love you more than myself, my friends and family. So wear a smile and live your life happily. Reach the top of the peaks, always remain on my feet. You lent a hand when my body was broken and weak. I couldn't speak, cancer reached my lungs. Not from cigarettes, but the rays of the sun. You see, I lived every day as if it was my last. So keep me in your heart, please, that's all I ask.
Hasta la vista, sayonara. Yesterday is another tomorrow. Please no sorrow, hide your tears. Spread my ashes, I'm no longer here. Nice to meet you, buenas noches. Ciao amigos, everything's okay. Somewhere or another friend, I promise you that I'll see you again. Hasta la vista, sayonara. Yesterday is another tomorrow. Please no sorrow, hide your tears. Spread my ashes, I'm no longer here. Nice to meet you, buenas noches. Ciao amigos, everything's okay. Some way or another friend, I promise you that I'll see you again.
We always thought she'd be the first to go. Her health had steadily been in decline since dementia claimed her mind and blindness and mobility. Her lover fixed brightly bits of cloth to soften hard edges, a pot holder here, a crocheted thing over there. Staring at something out beyond the distance, she hallucinated visions of dead babies and love affairs. And we'd hurry to her rescue after desperate phone calls and find her patting balls of dough into pans, preparing supper as she had every day since forever. And when she stopped cooking, we just thought she was lazy, and her partner more skilled with power saws and brown paint would hammer out a dinner. And the sinner's penance we called mellowing out with age. Looking back, it was an outrage when his son sold his father's tools so cheaply at that auction. But it was all monkey wrenches and one complication after another. It seemed like every other week my mom would get a call and she'd pull back the covers of her bed to be at the side of her mother's. He would be there, holding her hand or stroking her cheek, and when I saw him last, I couldn't speak. He didn't know I was there. His hair had gotten long and looked like white silk. More gasping than breathing, his whole frame shook. I left him gripping the edge of his bed and walked home as slowly as I could. May the roads rise to meet you, may the wind be always at your back. May the sunshine warm upon your face, the rains fall soft upon your fields. And until we meet again, may God hold you in the hollow of his hand. May the roads rise to meet you, may the wind be always at your back. May the sunshine warm upon your face, the Rains fall soft upon your fields, and until we meet again, may God hold you in the hollow of her hand. May you be half an hour in heaven before the devil knows you're gone. Sometimes I forget you're gone.
Matter of fact, I live in my raps with elements, full moon charge intact under the stars. Dream stretch here to Mars, lived a little, weight check, see my scars. Paid some time, made some rhymes, chased the vine, played and grind, made the shine, the world is mine. Busy living, ain't got time, seek and find. I'ma reach past behind and love life. Ignite flight, no fine nights, set my intention where it rhymes, reach new heights. No plateau, I rap slow, but sometimes faster, real nice and smooth flow. Lace loops and hooks like a pair of Velcros, all day dreaming like a pair of shelf toes. I only got one life to live, I only got one life to live, so I'm busy living. One life to give, I only got one life to give, so I'm busy giving. One life to live, one life to live, so I'm busy living. I'm busy living. I'm busy living.
Hippies in the mix, gift the phone sound. Can't stop, won't stop, but know what's going down. Like the woo, cruise for the children. We be on the path to communal evolution. New millennials feel the vibes. We're in a quayin' age and there's big ways to ride. So flow with the rhythms, optimistical precision. Dance it out, synergize the conditions. Walk as warriors, muscle and drive to defend lush life while growing in life. Hitting hearts like drums, hearts on attack. Move cheese, stay woke, packs got your back. That future's unwritten, it's up to us. It's poets, musicians, adventure active us. So we motivate the team, cultivate the dream, scheme a new scene. Most happy man, one love supreme, all in.
I only got one life to live, I only got one life to live, so I'm busy living. One life to give, I only got one life to give, so I'm busy giving. One life to live, one life to live, so I'm busy living. I'm busy living. I'm busy living. Only got one life to live, only got one life to live, so I'm busy living. One life to live, only got one life to live, so I'm busy living. One life to live, one life to live, so I'm busy living. I'm busy living. I'm busy living.
There's been times in my life when my world caved in. I never understood when it was happening. That's when I grabbed a pen like a soul in a syringe and pumped it in the page like it all made sense. Told tales of my victories, struggles, defeats. Stories influenced by people I reach. Teaching while learning and laughing while crying. Living while losing through parts of me dying. Bad habits and company, knowing that it was up to me. Change was a choice, broke free from my custody. Started from nothing and worked my way up. Sacrificed love and endured the breakups. All for a pay stub, check for check. I did everything I could to get respect. I found the invention and took the initiative to still carry on when there's nobody listening. Broken promises, the truth is obvious. Lost is found through attraction of opposites. Love's an argument and hate's an optimist. Should I settle a party and rock with it? Ifs and buts don't amount to bucks. Life's a bitch when you pour it sucks. They say the body is a garden for the soul. The yin versus yang, two halves of a whole. And you can plant seeds or dig holes. Control your mind, don't get mind controlled. But put your fists up and keep your spirits high. Stay focused, success has an alibi. You're one of a kind through body and mind. Only one way up, on the bottom we climb. So take a chance and be the man. Forget the romance, stand up and let's dance.
You take me higher than I can't get enough of it. Got me addicted, we should probably mix it up again. There's more than us inside this bubble, save some man for me. Don't let it pop, cause the man proves that it's too good to be. You take me higher than I can't get enough of it. Got me addicted, we should probably mix it up again. There's more than you inside this bubble, save some man for us. Don't let it pop, cause what's outside of this too dangerous.
Face the music, follow your heart, improve the flow. Get in where you're fitting and always leave room to grow. It's who you know that moves the most. I leave them tripping like chords on floors of studios. Not the Rufio type, nor a thug or a veteran. I came with the answers, but even more questions. Travel the globe, pick and verse for research. Converse with my people, embrace the teachers. I take what they teach us and pass it around. Addicted to dope, but the substance is sound. I made a wish to reverse the cancers, feed the hungry, reimburse the panhandlers. But my wish was an answer, but it's okay. Cause life goes on inside my memory. Losing grace, they turn to grays. And just like Cube said, today was a good day. This love's a matter of fact, I carry energy that I use to light the fuse on my enemies. I'm an anomaly of negativity. The lines are open for those connected into me. Cause no ocean refuses a river. Emotions expressed through the words I deliver. I ain't a fake like the rest of these cats. Little kids growing up on some snowball raps. Lacking integrity, living in a fantasy world. I know the meaning of life and what it's actually worth. My friends, my fam, inspire and change. Seeing the world far beyond all your chains. So count your blessings and not your jewelry. Don't take love for granted, cause soon you'll see. It's been said before, so let the truth repeat. It's bigger than hip-hop and bigger than you and me.
You take me higher than I can't get enough of it. Got me addicted, we should probably mix it up again. There's more than us inside this bubble, save some man for me. Don't let it pop, cause the man proves that it's too good to be. You take me higher than I can't get enough of it. Got me addicted, we should probably mix it up again. There's more than you inside this bubble, save some man for us. Don't let it pop, cause what's outside of this too dangerous. You take me higher than I can't get enough of it. Got me addicted, we should probably mix it up again. There's more than us inside this bubble, save some man for me. Don't let it pop, cause the man proves that it's too good to be. You take me higher than I can't get enough of it. Got me addicted, we should probably mix it up again. There's more than you inside this bubble, save some man for us. Don't let it pop, cause what's outside of this too dangerous.
Gotta wait for the reaper, man. Can it keep it, man? They're gonna find you there. Ain't nobody got a right to take your money, but I really think it's funny that you only got one chair. What kind of person borrows stuff and never gives it back? Like I'm the kind of guy that does that shit, or I'm the kind of guy that puts up with that. Never really had a job that long. She don't really get along good with folks. Ain't broke, don't risk it, fix it. Bustin' that bitch and cracking them yokes. She fucked my head up a lot, waking us up with some rock. We get a knock at 3 o'clock and she just needed to talk with something oozing. Always looking from the push she using. She ain't the kind of type of person you sit with much boozing. One day she asked me if my dad at home or not, and when I gave her the bad news she started crying like she never stopped. She liked to masturbate and chain smoke in public. Fuck it, 6 months in, drunk on gin and cutting lines off her own stomach. Donna, baby, you lonely, like you never get to have a little pony. Trying to front of me like I was just a pony. Well, fuck you, Donna, you don't even know me, huh? So now make it pay for all the nasty shit that you did when I was only a kid. Donna, only a kid. Donna Jones, you're nothing but skin and bones. I don't know what daddy sees in you, cause mama's pregnant at home. Donna Jones, you're nothing but skin and bones. There's some powder on your nostril and you smoke off a lot of stones. Donna Jones, you're nothing but skin and bones. I don't know what daddy sees in you,
cause mama's pregnant at home. Donna Jones, you're nothing but skin and bones. When you overdose, we all went out for ice cream cones. On me, Donna Jones, you're nothing but skin and bones. I don't know what daddy sees in you, cause mama's pregnant at home. Donna Jones, you're nothing but skin and bones. When you overdose, we all went out for ice cream cones. Papa would score some good H, was homosexual cousin. As soon as the China start bubbling, Donna be calling for something. Desperate for one aspect, she keep on paging this beeper. Trying to front a couple hits of that Indonesian fever. Daddy laugh, shoot the junk and get whacked. Cause not even 2 minutes later, the strung out whole bag will be calling him back. And when no one answers, she freak and throw a tantrum. Oh Lord, a piercing shriek, a shattered glass and snap the booze on a cord. Accuse the paper boy and landlord of trying to rape her. Her family died in a car crash, was in the paper. She lived upstairs from us when my mom was still pregnant with me. Donna Jones, about as crazy as this drunk it could be. Donna Jones, you're nothing but skin and bones. I don't know what daddy sees in you, cause mama's pregnant at home. Donna Jones, you're nothing but skin and bones. When you overdose, we all went out for ice cream cones. On me, Donna Jones, you're nothing but skin and bones. I don't know what daddy sees in you, cause mama's pregnant at home. Donna Jones, you're nothing but skin and bones. When you overdose, we all went out for ice cream cones.